This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
A podcast isn't three white guys out to record. A podcast is something you belong to, something you feel, something you have to earn.
That's it?
That's it, guys.
So that
Do you know the reference, though?
It felt a little racially specific. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. Because the podcast is basically three white guys.
I know. You always see those memes,
It's
right?
not just three white guys.
It's like
sometimes it's more.
Yeah, what do you call
Sometimes
like
it's more.
a flock of this, and what do you call three white guys? A
Right.
podcast.
A murder of Baconsale.
Yeah, welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And Jacob.
And we would like to thank you for listening to our Weezer Blue Album show, which
Yeah,
was
that
an
was a fun
experimental
show.
show. It was when
Hey, we got
know-
really good feedback on that.
Does
though.
it seem like people liked it? Because I'm still a little unsure.
No, I think they did.
people were unsure. No, it was great because people we had people saying both I loved this album when I was a kid, and you guys totally flashback. We gave me a flashback to when I was a kid. We had people say that I've never actually heard this album before. I'm happy to get to know it though, and we had people give us suggestions for other albums. I was actually really happy with the feedback we were getting.
You know what's funny is I always hate on things that just are all about nostalgia, like Stranger Things, for example. But then I'll cash in on it at any chance I can take.
Yep. Anytime it's Weezer, you
Right.
cash in.
Anytime it's Weezer in 1994.
And quick reminder to you, listener, the chance to join Patreon and get all those extra perks is going to be ending March 31st. If you have not listened to our Bacon Bit yet, you want to go back, listen to our Bacon Bit where we have announced, what are we calling it? Baconsale 2.5?
2.5.
That's the
2.5. It's very specific and not arbitrary at all.
We did at a new level of patron. So
Yes,
We do. We have a
check
new
that out.
level, and there's a whole lot. There's
And
a
a
whole lot of
giveaway,
new
and
tiers
stickers.
and a giveaway. Go and listen to that. We don't have time to really enumerate it all here
Because we have to get moving because we have a
have
lot
to
of
get
show.
moving. But do check out the last Bacon Bit. Go to patreon.com/baconsale and see what is new.
Yes, because what are we talking about today, Jacob?
Today it's time for March Madness,
Yay, sports!
but with sports movies.
Yeah, we do movies.
Is that what we're doing?
We're good at movies.
Movies,
Yeah.
movies that make sense. You know what, Joel? I'm thinking about this though, and can we do this by ourselves, or do we need some help?
I think we're going to need some help.
I think you're right.
And I think we're going to need my good friend, Alex Kirry. Alex,
What's up, y'all?
how's it going?
Hey,
Yay.
thanks for having me back.
Just hiding in the corner over there.
It's only been
Thanks
2.5 years. Thanks.
You counted 2.5 years for real?
It's been a while.
Something like that. Yeah,
It's been a
yeah.
while.
Sounds
Yeah.
about like that.
I only remember because the time that we were out, last time we recorded was the very last night of the Nightside Project.
Right.
Yeah, it was second to last
On
night.
air.
You were recording.
right.
You were recording the next night was going to be the last episode.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it was very close to the end of our on-air days.
Yeah.
I remember it was like, can we pick the most stressful night possible for you to podcast with us?
I think at
And
that
was
point
it.
it's
We all
probably
felt pretty bad about that.
Well, no, it was not stressful because it was like we knew that it was coming to an end on the air. We knew we were going to keep doing the podcast, and then we were like, I mean, you guys are in the same building. I'm still working in the same building, but
That's true.
Yeah.
So we just want to know what life crisis are you having right now that we scheduled?
Exactly.
So.
I've added one child since then.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
two
Congratulations.
wives. So it's been
Joel's
great.
added 3 children in that
this
time,
backwards,
and
right?
that's no joke. Is that 2.5 years? 3 kids.
Three and a
No,
half
not that
children.
bad.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
2 kids.
Well, we'll see. But
We'll see.
Alex,
Stay tuned.
Alex, I wanted to
What
give
can
you a
happen
chance
tonight?
though. So you mentioned the podcast, the Nightside Podcast
Yes.
that you do,
That's
but
right.
give us your street cred. Let the listeners know why
Yeah.
we chose you to come on this show.
My day job is I'm the KSL Newsradio sports director, and I host the sports show on in the evenings called KSL's Unrivaled. My co-host is Scott Mitchell, who's an NFL quarterback for 12 years and played at the University of Utah, and I've covered local sports here in Utah for about 15 years. Sports is my number one love. I got into radio and ended up having to do things that were not sports.
You did politics for a while, and
Yeah.
Super annoying, but it was like I got back to sports, thankfully, and now doing that. full time,
Alex,
so.
we're really happy you're here because the 3 of us are big sports guys. We love sports, and it feels like you could
Listen,
supplement us in
kinda-
some
look,
way.
you can't lie in the
Kent and Jacob, I only know mostly via digital voices.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other time we met.
Oh, no.
Joel, I know from years past.
Yes, we go way back to the
And,
Divine Comedy years.
Yeah, look, this is
You were in
early
preschool
2000s.
together, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew about as much about sports back then as he probably knows now.
Yeah, it's pretty much the
I mean,
same.
I think college football you like, but that was kind of where
it's
stopped
not.
and
It's not
started.
college football. It's BYU football. That's
You
that's
should
my
go
sport.
back and listen to our sports trivia.
and I'll
It's
have-
like everybody's uncle. Like
It's like the only sport I can talk about is BYU football. Even BYU basketball, I'm like, I don't know as much.
I can talk 1992 to 1996 NBA,
Oh, hey.
and that's where it stops and starts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Jacob mostly makes up his sports stats on the spot.
That's
we
exactly
don't
right.
know the difference. So we're like, oh, that sounds legit.
I can say whatever I want. It's awesome.
Look, it's all relative because everybody has sports has played some role in their lives, and at the very least, and you guys are media and movie savvy guys. So you end up having to be forced into watching a lot of sports-related things. So
Forced indeed.
even if it's fake,
Yeah.
and it's fake sports history, you guys know about.
Do you know what my favorite sports movie is, Alex, by the way? I want to bring this up.
You can't. Are you
You're
going to
already
play your hand right
breaking
now?
that?
Yeah,
Fine.
my favorite one, and you guys, I can't remember the title. You have to remember me. It's the one that's kind of loosely based on a true story, and it's about a ragtag group of individuals.
Yeah.
One of whom's probably a girl, one of them who's a minority.
Sure.
And there's a coach who may be a drunk or not. I think Kevin Costner's in it. He might not be though.
There's like a really rascally kid who knows a lot about
Hold on.
the team.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the big speech?
That's the one with the big speech.
Where they're
and
losing, but there's
music
a
at
Love
the
that
end.
one, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rocky wins the Cold War.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my favorite one.
No, that's a good sports movies. Even if you're not a big sports person, I think everyone's seen a number of these movies enough. But we have a bracket, a March Madness style bracket of 64 sports movies.
Right.
And my goodness, are there a lot of movies here?
2 minutes.
Yes.
Did you have to say March Madness style like it was
Trademark.
We can't
like,
exactly say
hey, this is the big game. You know, we can't say Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
March Mayhem. Here we go.
So the way this is going to go down, listener, is I'm going to bring up each match, and then I'm going to abstain from voting. Alex is going to be taking my spot for the voting.
Oh,
thank Kevin.
I love it.
And then best out of 3 wins.
Yes, so we're going to take our votes, and we do have 4 different regions.
Right. So starting with baseball,
Baseball movies,
and then
we,
football.
Yep. And then we have basketball movies, and then we have other.
This,
rights.
yeah, and you guys, just like the NCAA committee, when they're going to choose who's going to be in and who's out,
At random.
a 64 team single elimination. Although in men's college basketball it's 68 because they have these weird playing games.
Right, the little wild card.
But
Hey, just be happy I knew what seating was.
no, good for you. But I will say, like I would say that you could probably do a full show on the movies that didn't make it.
Oh, yeah,
because
you
Well,
just like in
Right.
real life college basketball, there are teams that are sitting at home
Yes.
on Selection Sunday and they're bawling their eyes out, and they're going to argue for years they should have gotten in, and just like people are going to do that at home. I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and we could have a boxing show easily because that's not even included.
Yeah, it's not even its own category.
It's another. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it not?
I
Kind of
will-
represented.
It's
Jacob,
weird.
did you
'cause
look at the bracket before?
I did, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's just
Dodgeball's his favorite boxing movie.
Tiny selections here.
Well, and also,
It
yeah,
should be
there's,
its own.
there's definitely, like we said, there's tons of teams that don't make it into the March Madness. There's also tons of movies that didn't make it into here, but we tried to pick ones that would best represent each genre. And we also seeded them, and this is going to be controversial.
Yes, it will.
But we tried to go with cold, hard facts. So we seeded them based on raw box office performance.
So just like
This is your fault if you saw this movie or not.
Yes.
This
and
is
it's-
basically the way Kent judges movies. Just think of it
If
like
they make
that.
money or not, because Transformers
Yes.
would be one of my favorite movies,
I know.
and
That's
it's
exactly
not.
how Kent does
it's
it.
an interesting way to do it because teams they go in basically based on record and their strength of performance during
Right.
the season.
Right.
So if you have a bad record, if you're not doing well, and then you go, no, I should have been on there. You know, it's not. I mean, I guess you just trying to like pull for that one cult movie who.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. They're not. They're going to be in the NIT version of this.
And so when you see like certain matchups come up, it's like, why do we pair these two together? It's because we seeded them 1 to
Money.
16.
Right.
Raw numbers of, and we're not even adjusting for inflation. It's just who made the most money. And then we
Or
put
if you
them
feel
together.
like a movie is low seeded, it's because it didn't do as well in the box office.
No.
It doesn't mean
Oddly
it can't
enough.
get the. Doesn't mean it can't get the upset.
Yeah, exactly.
No, are we going to be judging by money at this
Oh,
point?
and just to explain, there
After
is
this, no.
We're going to break this
Exactly.
down because we don't want this just to be subjective for us, even though it totally is.
Yes.
It's 33%
Performance.
33%
sportsiness.
what was that? What was that term? Sportsiness.
Great descriptor, yeah.
Very technical.
Yeah.
And
Because if you're a romantic comedy disguising yourself as a sports movie,
Right.
you're going to get knocked down a
And
little bit.
34% personal preference.
Yes. So 30% performance, then 33% sportsiness, 34%.
But Alex,
personal
just so you know, a
preference.
lot of
making
it
the
comes
listener
down to
do
personal
math.
preference, and you're just trying to mess with us. That's what we
100%
do.
nostalgia is what I'm going with. It's like,
Yeah.
This one made me cry and think about my grandpa.
Oh, that's
Bull
one of these
Durham
shows.
did that. Your grandpa was a rascal.
So I
I
think we
nudity in his house.
you no family friendly, huh?
He's Alex.
Okay. Oh, wow. Playing favorites.
Yeah.
So I think we should just get
Are
started.
you ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay.
And like we said, we're going to go through just the first round this episode and get through knock it down from 64 teams to 32 teams.
And Alex, because we are OCD, we will give the IMDb synopsis with each of these movies as well.
just so that the listener at home can know what movie we're talking about, because
They need
Hopefully
reminders.
it's while you're speaking this quickly because
Yes,
these are a
yes.
lot of movies.
They're
to go
one
through.
they're one sentence summaries. So yeah.
It's fine.
All right, Jacob.
And we never banter or go on too long or get distracted.
Like this intro.
Never.
All right.
This is an intro?
This is the show, everybody. Thanks for listening.
All right.
All
here
right,
we
our
go.
first matchup is A League of Their Own versus 8 Men Out.
A League of Their Own. Two sisters join the first female professional baseball league and struggle to help it succeed amidst their own growing rivalry.
An 8 Men Now, a dramatization of the Black Sox scandal when the underpaid Chicago White Sox accepted bribes to deliberately lose the 1919 World Series.
Now, both of these movies are actually... okay, so they're both classics. Like, these are ones people talk about. Like 8 Men Out, League of Their Own. People know these movies, right?
Yeah, but 8 Men Out, the history of the actual like story of the Black Sox, as they called them.
Yeah, the big scandal.
That's more thought of.
So, Joe.
The movie itself, 8 Men Out, I don't think got nearly the gathering that.
In fact, it only made $5 million at the box office, and there were some scandals.
That's what I was going to say, by the way, is that 8 Men Out is the lowest grossing of all the movies we have on here that were theatrically released.
Every movie, it's the low seed in the entire bracket?
In the entire bracket,
Wow.
every movie, all 64 movies, this was the lowest grossing 8 Men Out.
This seems pretty easy. Is 8 Men Out?
Well, yeah, and look, there's going to be a showing from one of the people who stars, who's a character in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Shoeless Joe Jackson comes up in one of our other favorite baseball movies
absolutely.
a little bit later. So 8 Men Out, upstaged completely by the other Shoeless Joe Jackson later on, probably.
We'll get to that, but
I will say A League of Their Own by a landslide.
Easily.
I would say the same.
This is like a legitimate 116 matchup.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we're taking it. League of Their Own advances, Jacob.
It is
a
written.
sweep.
All right. Next match. Bill Durham.
Bull Durham.
He's a nice fellow.
He's a great guy.
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham, yeah.
Bull Durham versus Fever Pitch.
Bull Durham, a fan who has an affair with one minor league baseball player each season, meets an up-and-coming pitcher and the experienced catcher assigned to him.
And
Susan Sarandon,
Yep.
by the way. Yeah.
And she's seducing Tim Robbins and Kevin Costner.
And Kevin Costner, yes.
Fever Pitch is Lindsay is stuck in the middle of her relationship with Ben and his passion for the Boston Red Sox. Directed by Oscar-winning Farrelly brother, starring Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
Oh,
same
I
guy
didn't
did
realize
Dumb
they
and
did that one.
Dumber.
I know.
Now, the Bull Durham actually has a lot of love from
is.
critically.
It's Bill.
and-
I went to MLB.com, and apparently that's a site. I don't know if it's credible, but they gave this the #1 baseball movie.
Sports Illustrated
Bill
also
Durham.
gave it the number
Really?
one.
Yes.
Sports Illustrated gave it the #1 greatest sports movie of all time. Bull
Settle
Durham.
down.
Right?
I will say the advantage that Bull Durham has is it has huge names, and in a time that they weren't huge yet. I mean,
Yes.
totally huge. So
But I mean, Fever
And-
Pitch has Jimmy Fallon, the host of the Tonight Show.
this has a little bit of if you're a hockey movie fan, and I bet we're not going to see this one on the. I'm trying to look in other, but it's not there. Slapshot.
Oh, yeah.
that didn't make it.
Did not make it, but I'm saying it has a little bit of that, like, oh, there's funny parts to it, but there's some serious parts to it. Bull Durham is Fever Pitch benefited from the fact that the Red Sox started to take
Yes.
some
Yeah, because
some
the thing is,
popularity
the
there.
original ending of Fever Pitch was that the Red Sox were going to lose.
Right.
But then when they actually saw they were on a streak, they took them to the game, and they actually were there when they broke the
filmed it
curse.
there on the fields and everything, yeah.
they got on the field, and then they had to change the ending that the Red Sox finally won. Broke
And it's
the
kind of
curse
great
the
because
great
Jimmy
ending.
Fallon is actually a Yankees fan, and he had to be in this movie.
He actually became an honorary Red Sox fan, like voted by the Red Sox
And Drew
fans.
Barrymore just showed up for another rom-com that she was in.
What are we doing this week? Okay.
So there you go.
That's about it.
Bull
All right.
Durham for me.
Yeah, Bull Durham.
I got to say Bull Durham as well.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of nice though because it's about the minor leagues, and it's always kind of fun to see like the uprising of certain players. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
watch the clean version.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joel, Clear Play's going to be like
Yeah.
10 minutes. The whole thing's about them seducing each other.
Yeah. Susan Sarandon. She's looked 50 since that
Honestly,
movie.
yeah.
It's a really shady part in the trailer. Don't watch the trailer.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
In
Just
a
the
trailer or the trailer?
The trailer. Don't watch the movie in a trailer.
Tim Robbins, Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon
All in a trailer.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
All right,
Jacob.
Next match, The Rookie versus The Natural. That's a
A
fun lineup.
Texas baseball. This is from The Rookie. A Texas baseball coach makes the major league after agreeing to try out if his high school team made the playoffs.
The Natural, an unknown, comes seemingly out of nowhere to become a legendary player with almost divine talent.
Now, the Natural is Robert Redford. The Rookie is Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll say now, The Natural will have the following of like people who saw this when they were kids.
Right.
Did you
It's
guys
old
watch this
school.
like multiple times
Yeah.
in school?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
not only
What
that.
was up with that?
I will tell
never seen it
you.
in
So
school.
The Natural, yeah, and I'll tell you, if you ever read the book, it's markedly different from the actual movie.
Do tell.
Really?
It ends completely differently.
Wait, there's no big game-winning home run?
Oh, there
or-
is. It's
sparks and everything.
there's like 70 pages left, and like everybody's hearts are broken at the end of it. It's not a good ending to read the book.
Guys?
Just spoil away. We're never going to read this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So in the end of the
Spoiler
book,
alerts for the natural book.
my recollection was he cheats, and he ends
Roy
up,
Hobbs cheats?
Yeah, he ends up cheating, and some kid it's this classic
Say it
and
ain't
the
so.
young man, yeah, exactly, this walks by him and is like, "Why'd you do it, Roy Hobbs?" And that's how the book ends. Is this guy basically
His bat was corked.
yeah, it's it ends. The home run. Getting hit into the lights. My recollection
The sparks
out of
coming
the book.
down.
I read it in 10th
He's
grade.
bleeding in the side.
I remember reading it in 10th grade and being like, this is a sham. I saw the movie. But it'll carry way more. The Rookie is a number 5 seed, I'll tell you, because the story is based on a true story.
Yeah.
It's a real guy. And
It's a good movie.
and it's a Disney movie, too. And
Yeah.
so it's got a well-produced situation going
You
on.
say Disney movie, so Alex, there's sometimes I do this thing where I read something off the Parents Guide on IMDb. And sometimes I just want to warn the audience based on what they need to watch out for in this movie. And in this movie, we see Jim in bed shirtless. And in a later scene, we see the same thing, as well as Lori's bare shoulders.
Oh, okay.
As she talks with him in bed, but nothing inappropriate occurs.
This is probably PG. I'd watch out.
Nothing inappropriate.
Occurs.
Wait, is it PG or early 80s PG?
No, this
Oh,
is
it's
2002 PG.
Okay.
So
16 candles
legit.
PG?
Yeah.
It's
different
Not
PG.
PG that we got away with. Yeah.
So-
I still sentimentality only. Rookie was a great movie. It was well done, but The Natural is the classic sports movie. I'm going to go with The Natural.
Oh, I'm going natural as well. That moment is bigger than anything.
It's another sweet because The Natural is one of the first movies that came to mind when we thought about this show.
Yeah.
Rookie's a good movie, though.
It actually is, and that's a tough matchup. But the 12 upsetting the 5 in college basketball is also very, very. That's something that happens all the time. So this feels right.
right.
Sports facts.
Sports facts. There you go.
I learned
12
something. I can say
the
that
12
now.
and 5
I'll
is
be
a
like,
real
yeah.
upset and real. Everyone looks at that 12 and 5 upset.
I think that we were doing a Do You Even Sport Bro show years ago, and it was when was the last time or a 16 seed upset a number 1 seed, and it had never happened. up to that
Ravenclaw,
point.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It never happened up to that point, and then it finally happened this past last year.
Oh, yeah.
for the first time ever, and Little Caesars had to shell out a bunch of pizza for it. That's why I know about it.
I was gonna say,
free
yeah,
food.
that's why you do.
they were like, come between 11:45 and 11:46 at night, and you'll get your free pizza
Indeed.
for lunch.
All right, next matchup. Field of Dreams versus For the Love of the Game.
Field of Dreams. An Iowa corn farmer, hearing voices, interprets them as a command to build a baseball diamond in his field.
For the love of the game, after 19 years of playing the game he's loved his whole life, Billy Chappell has to decide if he's going to risk everything and put everything out there. There's a lot of everything in that movie.
That's a
Kevin
terrible
Costner
synopsis.
versus Kevin Costner.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's not even close. It's the only Kevin Costner.
Hold on, For the
baseball
Love
movie.
of the Game is number 25 on the MLB list. So
Yeah, but For the Love of the Game only made $46 million against a budget of $50 million. It didn't even make its budget back.
That's true.
Good work, Kevin.
We don't even need to spend much time on
No,
this.
no,
I've been to the Field of Dreams in
What?
Iowa. Oh yeah.
Is it heaven?
We did a Cougar
Tourist
Sports-
trap?
We did. It actually
Really?
is great because it's free.
What's there?
Okay. That's good.
Like a monument
You've
there?
talked Joel into it.
The house
I
is
mean-
exactly where the house is in the movie. I mean, it's right next to the field.
Did
It's on
they
top
sell
of the field.
hot dogs you can choke on?
They don't, but the benches are there, and I had a catch.
Oh, really?
At the field, yeah.
Did you
cry?
Not with my dad. It was with Dave Noriega from KSL Radio, who is a dad, so I guess
like-
that
yeah.
it works.
Yeah, that kind of connects.
But I have at my house two ears.
Two-ear eye.
please say it. You're going to say ears of corn.
Corns.
There are 2 ears. from two men we
I
met
hope it's
there.
of corn.
2 hobos, do I say? You're ruining this for me.
Got a necklace. I keep it on him.
No, 2 ears of
teeth.
corn from the field. We got there late. It was dusk, and the guy was mowing, and he's like, "Yeah, just go out there." He's like, "Grab some corn. It's all dried up." And,
Oh, that's great.
And the funny thing is that the field is cut in half basically by the ownership of 2 families.
Oh.
And they are not happy with each other, and one is where the field is and where all the stuff is, and they kind of cut it off weird, and it didn't end well. One of the families is like, "No, this is going back to corn." The other's like, "Come on down and pay $75 to see your family." It's all free, but it's a cool thing.
Okay. Let's check that out. All right, Jacob, what's up next?
Next round is the Benchwarmers
Benchwarmers.
versus Major League. This is a good one.
All right, the Benchwarmers. A trio of guys try to make up for missed opportunities in childhood by forming a 3-player baseball team to compete against standard children baseball squads.
Major League, the new owner of the Cleveland Indians, puts together a purposely horrible team so they'll lose and she can move the team. But when the plot is uncovered, they start winning just to spite her.
So it's Rob Schneider versus Charlie Sheen.
Which is honestly, right now, a pretty good matchup. Because,
Well, maybe.
yeah.
So this one, I actually want to bring this up too, because I looked up Rotten Tomatoes scores for each one of these movies as well.
Rotten Tomatoes, that corrupt
It's-
site?
Yes.
Okay.
And
The source of all true
the
knowledge.
Benchwarmers,
Yeah.
the Benchwarmers is actually the lowest scoring of all the movies.
Well,
all
come
64
on, it's a
movies.
Happy Madison
11%. 11% from the Benchwarmers.
John Heater,
That is
though.
pretty low.
John Heater in his final movie role. So it's actually funny. Adam Sandler actually cast David Spade and Rob Schneider specifically to force them to work together because they were in a big spat. And so he says, we'll
funny.
put you in a movie and force you to be friends.
And it actually did pretty well, like monetarily. It made
Yeah.
$64 million. But
Yeah, no chance.
I remember seeing it, actually.
I've never seen that
It's
one.
wild thing.
I have, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Benchwarmers?
Yes,
I've
yes.
seen it.
But Major League was one of those ones I watched growing up as a kid.
Yes.
I really do love it. The Wild Thing.
Wild Thing's amazing.
Jobu with David Palmer from 24 is actually the Jobu
Right.
guy. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's just one of those.
Allstate Insurance, etc.
exactly.
You in good hands. Bats.
That's amazing.
Hats for bats. So I'm going to go with Major League.
Major
of
League,
course.
big time.
Sweep.
Big
Okay,
time.
we got to stop
Sweep,
sweeping. We
sweep,
got to
sweep,
disagree at some
We'll
point.
get angry at each other eventually.
We'll see. You guys agree a lot.
And by the way, Alex, if you ever want to be like the tiebreaker, the controversial one, you jump right in. But so far, it's like, yep, winner.
It's gonna
winner.
come.
I'm going to make you
Winner.
guys start going. I'm not going to go first anymore.
I went first that time.
Oh, okay.
All right, next match. 42
Okay.
versus The Sandlot.
42 in 1947, Jackie Robinson becomes the first African American to play Major League Baseball in the modern era.
The Sandlot. In the summer of 1962, a new kid in town is taken under the wing of a young baseball prodigy and his rowdy team, resulting in many adventures.
Ooh, well said.
So 42
starring Small Squints. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say 42 actually stars Wakanda Forever. Stars,
His name is Chadwick
I know,
Boseman, and he
T'Challa.
hates Wakanda Forever.
But and then yours stars no one that has gone on to anything
James
else.
Earl Jones.
Barely.
Darth Vader.
But it's
And the
also
dog.
filmed in Utah. But I think I'm going to say Sandlot simply because 42 good historical drama, but Sandlot, that's nostalgia in a bottle. That is so much fun. Even though I didn't even play baseball that much with my friends, that feels nostalgic.
Is
to
it
me.
just a local favorite, though? It made $33 million, whereas 42 made $95 million. And I know here we love it, and we will push these people to have reunions almost every year. And I think they're getting I think they're getting a movie or some relaunch
They're
series.
doing TV series. Th're doing TV series with the original cast.
Is it
and
KBYU
their
TV,
kids.
most likely?
Probably.
Yeah.
It might be an affiliate of KSL, kids. No, they're not.
We look over. Well, Alex? Yeah.
So this movie has been played the most in the DVD player in our car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The house where Smalls and who ends up being the Dodger?
I can't remember his name. Vinny? No. What's his
I see what
name?
you're saying. Either way,
Yeah, we know him.
It's around the corner from me here in Salt Lake.
Right.
It's like we drive by it, and my kids are like, "That's where they had the 4th of July party," and that was filmed here in Rose Park, where the baseball field's here in Rose Park.
Nice.
And the neighborhood's up in East
Is
Salt
it
Lake.
still there?
The field is like just a vacant lot still, and they've made it into a field for that, and it's just a fenced off, empty lot now.
Which
can't
is
really
funny
get to it.
because you could actually get 2 hobo ears in Rose Park.
But the two feuding families.
That's right, yes.
right.
For the price of one?
I feel bad, though, because 42 is such a great story of Jackie Robinson, and Chadwick does an amazing
story
job.
Harrison
is-
Ford is good in it.
Look, the story's amazing.
Right.
42 is
Would you
actually-
say it's maybe a little too late? Like if this came out in the 80s, this would have been a far better movie?
Well, and
It took itself quite seriously.
they made look in terms of a movie make.
Right.
They did such a great job, and the writing's great, and
also,
Sandlot-
not many people know this, but 42 is actually the prequel to movie 43.
Yeah.
And it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
That-
Yeah,
look,
well,
in terms
I don't
of-
want to reference that movie. I hate it.
historically, the story is more important probably than any of these other baseball movies.
But to our childhoods.
But the Sandlot has Wendy Peppercorn in it.
Yes, it does.
Boiling.
Is that the lifeguard?
I've been
Yeah,
watching
that's
her
lifeguard.
for my entire adult life. That's one of my favorite.
Still.
So we're sweeping the
I'm saying 42 just because I want to give it a vote. Yeah.
I should have gone for Fever Pitch then, because I don't care for
Then
Bull
accuse
Durham.
Joel of racism. There you go.
Oh, every week.
Just another episode.
All right, next match. Rookie of the Year. We should have had that against the rookie. Versus
It's raw numbers, Jacob.
Angels in the Outfield.
So Rookie of the Year, when an accident miraculously gives a boy an incredibly powerful pitching arm, he becomes a major league pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. Funky butt lovin'.
Yeah, did you say funky butt lovin'? Angels in the Outfield. When a boy, that's the first time we ever said this on Baconsale.
Family friendly.
When a boy prays for a chance to have a family, if the California Angels win the pennant, what is this movie? Angels are assigned to make that possible. I mean, I remember, I just forgot that he wanted a family.
Danny DeVito.
Wait, you watched this, right?
What's his name?
When I was
Joseph
10.
Gordon-Levitt?
No,
Danny Glover and Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
Yeah.
Did you watch Rookie
Whereas
of the Year?
Rookie of the Year, you
Okay.
got Gary Busey and Daniel Stern. Like,
So I get these movies confused, other than the flapping of the wings and
Yes.
the weird angels in the outfield, obviously.
Christopher Lloyd is an angel.
Where are the Angels?
Yes, he's like the lead angel.
So here's the thing. MLB gave Rookie of the Year number 20 of all time, and they gave Angels in the Outfield 22. So really
Very
close.
close.
They are very close. Like, both of these in my mind, I really
Close
enjoy.
in seating as well.
Yeah,
Right.
they are close in seating.
10s and 7s, that's another big upset in basketball.
I'm going to actually have to go with Rookie of the Year, just because that was one of those childhood
really wanted
fantasy
that arm.
movies. Yeah, because every kid's like, you get your arm, you're like, okay, I'm going to throw
Yeah.
like him, but it never worked that way. I tried to breaking my arm so many times as a kid, never healed like that.
I'm sorry. One movie has Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and that's Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, okay, playing the
It gets the
favorites
win
here.
just for that.
Your man crush.
So, Alex, you were now the
break it.
tiebreaker.
Yeah, the problem with Joel's pick is I shed a tear in Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, there we go.
And that one gets the W.
Oh, Rookie of the Year is out first
Crying
round.
for Alex always gets the win.
Oh, funky butt loving.
It'll never be said again on Baconsale, probably.
Next, every week now.
Sorry,
Yeah,
kids.
Joel's cleared it. No, that's in. Okay, next match. Moneyball versus Bad News Bears.
This is a Walter Matthau.
Yeah, that's
Bad News
1976.
Bears.
Bad
Okay.
News Bears.
This is way back.
Oakland. So Moneyball. Oakland A's general manager Billy Bean's successful attempt to assemble a baseball team on a lean budget by employing computer-generated analysis to acquire new players.
And Bad News Bears, an aging down on his luck ex-minor league coach, coaches a team of misfits in an ultra-competitive California Little League. Walter Matthau, Jackie Earl Haley as a kid.
Kids drinking beer.
Yes, all the time.
76 was a different time.
So here's the thing.
At the end of the movie, they celebrate, but the kids all celebrate by spraying beer at each
I'm
other.
not
Basically
gonna.
my
I'm
childhood,
playing my
Joel,
hand.
okay?
I'm not giving the vote to Moneyball in this one because even though it's about baseball, it's like
It's about Brad Pitt.
it's about Brad Pitt, and it's all they do in this movie. They think it's brilliant, but it's does he get on base? Does he get on base? That's the whole philosophy in this movie.
But it worked. Like everyone
Like
uses sabermetrics now.
No. The actual
Sabermetrics.
true
I
story
use the
work, but
sports
the
term.
movie is, even though it's Aaron Sorkin, it's so Aaron Sorkin, and he thinks he's brilliant because he says, "Can he get on base?"
One of these films was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Actor for Brad Pitt, and Best Supporting Actor for Joni
So it was
Hill.
Bad News
The other
Bears.
one is
Bad News Bears got two direct sequels and a remake.
Oh, that's good.
Is that not success?
I
you
will
love
say I
sequels.
will say that you do a remake typically because the first one didn't have the lasting power, didn't have the staying power.
Spider-Man. I can make that case for remakes all day long.
Okay, but Moneyball is the answer.
It's Moneyball.
It's
Bad News
it's a
Bears,
brilliant
and
movie.
the thing is, Bad News Bears is a beloved one by many people.
I buy into your Aaron Sorkin thing. He is way too into himself. Way more.
Oh, yeah.
He has come full circle and is now writing a movie about him.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's got great dialogue though.
The dialogue is so fast.
It's amazing.
So good.
All right, next match. The Blind Side.
Oh, we're into football
We're
now.
into football now.
Oh, yeah,
Football
we have
region.
moved on.
Move to football.
Should call that out.
The Bill side.
The Bill side.
The Bill side. The
Bill Durham
this is,
side.
This is the bird side or something. I got to switch it up. And versus Brian's Song.
Now, Brian's Song. Okay, so I said that the
tearjerker.
the lowest grossing was 8 Men Out. Brian's Song is actually a made-for-TV movie, so it didn't make
Released
any money
later
But I kind
theatrically.
of give that one a pass. The Blind Side, however, is the highest grossing movie
all
on
these?
this list.
That's amazing.
$309 million.
Out of anyone on there,
309.
And only made for
now, keep in mind
$29 million.
that's not including franchises like Rocky or Karate
Sandra
Kid or something
Bullock.
like that.
Sandra Bullock. Come on.
But
Money.
309.
She brought it in.
So synopsis: Blindside, the story of Michael Oher. Oher, is that how you say it?
Or.
Michael Oher.
Yep.
A homeless and traumatized boy who became an All-American football player and first-round NFL draft pick.
All right, and Brian's Song, I mean, it's going to be hard not to cry. Based on the real-life relationship between teammates Brian Piccolo and Gail Sayers and the bond established when Piccolo discovers he is dying. Did you guys watch this in school as well?
No, I was watching Go Towards the Light.
This is like my dad going, "You sit down and watch this movie, son." This is like we're going to watch Brian's song together.
Okay, right. So a little KSL reference here, if I may, Alex.
Absolutely.
So I was looking up Brian's song and reading about it, and then I pulled up the music for Brian's song, and it was this version. I don't remember the guy. It was like Edward or Ed something, but it was this version where he was singing lyrics to the music, the main theme of Brian's song.
Uh-huh.
It sounded exactly like Stephen Powell, Steve Chantry, Light of Seattle. It was. I couldn't even finish it. I'm like, I'm getting the creeps now.
Those Stephen Powell songs
they're creepy.
That is not a good endorsement for Brian's song.
Right. No, it's not.
But
different.
What is the moment from Blindside that you guys? Because every one of these movies has this inspirational, like, just my heart is going moment.
I saw the Blindside one time, and all I could think was, it's a great movie, and it deserves to move on. Even over Brian's song,
but
even with the crying.
Speech that Gale Sayers gives when he gets the award and says, "I don't know courage. The one that deserves this award is Brian Piccolo, the true hero." That is the moment.
But in The Blind Side, every single thing that Sandra Bullock says is one of those things you can put like in a cross stitch up on your wall.
Yeah, everything's the same.
And that's a good thing?
Yes, because she's full of those good sayings.
Cliches, full of cliches.
I'm voting Blindside.
Yeah, Blindside for sure.
Brian's song.
Oh,
Brian's song does not advance.
You were hoping that I was going to go full on.
That would be
made me cry.
16 versus 1.
It was. I'm just telling you, Blindside is just Brian's song is.
You've seen it one time and never decided to go back.
Yeah, I liked it.
Brian's song was the movie Your Dad. The man who cares about you and raised you.
There'll be other movies that my dad brought in my life.
Moving on, we got to get through all these.
All right,
I do this a lot.
Invincible versus Varsity Blues.
All right, so Invincible, based on the story of Vince Papale. Papale?
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. A 30-year-old bartender from South Philadelphia, born and raised. From the playground is where he spent most of his days.
Go.
Who overcame long odds to become the NFL's Philadelphia Eagles in 1976.
This is when they used to have open tryouts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Dick Vermeil was the coach, and he used to have them. He used to have these. Speaking of a guy who cries all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's
a Mark Wahlberg, Greg Kinnear, Elizabeth Banks in this one.
Yeah, that's nice, but does it have Dawson in it? Because Varsity Blues is about a backup quarterback has chosen to lead a Texas football team to victory after the star quarterback is injured.
MTV production, by the way.
Oh, see?
That's
the thing about Varsity Blues is one of those that I was like, oh, yeah.
It has the scene with the whiped cream.
I get that one mixed up. No, that's the program.
No,
that's Varsity
that's
Blues.
this one.
I get them mixed up all
Joel,
the time.
I remember.
You dare.
Family
This is
friendly.
1999.
Yeah, Kim was replaying that one.
Kids, he was eating an ice cream sundae at
All he said was the
Baskin
scene
Robbins.
with the whipped cream.
Exactly. So Invincible is actually, it's one of those Disney feel ones where it's like, it's a good, heartwarming story, but the facts aren't exactly right.
When the actual story is laid out, you kind of go, it's a little disappointing, but it's a great.
But it makes it sound like he was just a bartender that played pickup games in his backyard. But the guy actually played for Delaware County Rough Touch League, and then he went semi-professional.
Rough Touch. This is a family show.
Yeah. And he went semi-pro.
Is that a bar somewhere?
And so, like, he played football before he went there. He wasn't just
but
like
those
a
are not
bartender.
NFL. That is not even close.
But I'm saying they make it seem like he was just some kid off the street, and like he actually was a football player.
Basically, is it Rough Touch League?
Rough Touch. Well, no, it's semi-pro. He went.
That was actually almost the name for our podcast. This is the Rough Touch League.
Join that podcast.
The Delaware Rough Touch
And
League.
Kent, your Varsity Blues, you want to say anything good about that?
There's a whipped cream scene.
That
Paul
you will
Walker's in
never
it. Hey,
forget.
Paul Walker's in it,
Walker.
and he's dead now, Joel.
I'll give it to Invincible.
I will also say, here's why Varsity Blues gets my vote. Varsity Blues it's an MTV show, blah, blah, blah. John Boyd is the head coach.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is a
jerk.
Texas high school. It's supposed to be set at kind of a Texas high school and how kind of corrupt things get there and whatever. It is like right on with some of these, like how parents and how.
Because you grew up in Texas,
yes,
right?
and a lot of the way the parents are kind of dedicated to the game and everything. Some of the stuff's a little bit weird, like when they go to an adult establishment and it just so happens their history teacher works there. It's like, okay, yeah, all right, fine.
They're going to give him a cortisone shot in his knee.
But but it's like, I don't know. There's a fat guy in it he's playing football. I was also a fat guy who played football. Varsity Blues gets my vote.
Wow. Okay, well, here's the thing, Alex. I don't know if this site is an actual sports site, but it's called The Score. So it could be a sports site. They gave Invincible number 12 of football movies of all time. Varsity Blues got Number 11. So it's Varsity Blues with
Wow. There is some like James Vanderbeek.
Giving it to Varsity Blues.
James
Makes
Vanderbeek also
sense.
in there with a really terrible Southern accent.
Right.
Y'all watch me throw the football this weekend. And you're like, okay.
You put that
Vanderbeek,
needle
settle
in
down.
him. We're not going out on the field, Coach.
Coach, I don't stand for this. Billy Bob. He's
One
like,
day I'm
"I'm
going to
fine."
make it out of Hicktown.
Yeah, I love that Varsity Blues won that.
That
They
was
had
an
no
upset
business
right there.
winning that.
Hey, save it for the Varsity Blues shows. Okay, shows plural.
Shows.
All right, next match is Remember the Titans versus Leatherheads.
Oh,
Wow. Now, this one, okay, we shouldn't spend too much time on this because remember the Titans. I should get a synopsis. The true story of the newly appointed African-American coach and his high school team on their first season as a racially integrated unit.
And Leatherheads. In 1925, an enterprising pro football player convinces America's too good to be true a college football hero to play for his team and keep the league from going under. Directed by George Clooney, starring George Clooney, John Krasinski, and
John
Renee
Krasinski,
Zellweger.
Remember the Titans that has Denzel Washington,
Was that
Ryan
as
Gosling.
terrible a movie as I remember?
It was just
Hayden
bland.
Panettiere.
It was just straight up bland.
Is that what it was?
Right.
yeah. Leatherheads is highly stylized. It was kind of
No, so okay.
Yeah.
When I watched Leatherheads, the first half, I'm like, I'm actually enjoying this, and then it turned like this slapstick farce. I think, in my opinion, it's like George Clooney wanted to make a Coen Brothers movie, but he got
Yes.
the recipe wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do
I
it.
thought it was
He
a
always
sequel
tries.
to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's why I watched it. 'cause I
Leatherface
don't like
and then
football
Leatherheads.
movies. Yeah. See, there you go.
so no question. Remember the Titans.
Definitely.
But
for the
fun
Titans.
facts about Leatherheads: the extras were all paid about $9 per hour. 12 out of 14 people found that interesting. Just letting you know. It's Remember the Titans.
Thanks, IMDb.
All right, next match: The Water Boy versus Necessary Roughness.
Wow. Now see, this is
Kathy
messed
Ireland,
up.
settle down.
I know.
Yeah.
So the water boy for a college football team discovers he has a unique tackling ability and becomes the member of the team, starring Adam Sandler, Kathy Bates, Henry Winkler, and Fairuza Balk.
Whereas Necessary Roughness, due to NCAA sanctions at Texas State University, fighting armadillos must form a football team from their actual student body. Starring Scott Bakula, Sinbad, and Kathy Ireland.
Kathy Ireland, Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is actually a difficult one for me because both these movies are dumb fun that I enjoy.
Yeah.
This is a really hard one for Kent too.
So I have to let you guys go.
Well,
first.
here's the thing. Necessary Roughness was a movie I rented, and my mom told me that I can't watch it after I rented
It's funny.
it. Right?
I love that kind of stuff because she saw the cover of the
Yes.
of the thing.
No,
and
it's
that
my
was
that's
it.
why I
Scott
rented it.
Bakula from Quantum Leap, and I was like, he's in a movie.
And so this one does have more nostalgia as well. And there's, they actually have
Did you
football.
ever end up seeing it?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to tell you about the
It's
other
a
movies I
terrible
saw when I
movie,
was
by
that
the way.
age.
It's not great, but
But it's got
Kathy Ireland.
It's got Dick Butkus, Jim Kelly, Jerry Rice, and I assume they're football players.
Roger Ebert gave Necessary Roughness 3 out of 4 stars.
No, he did not.
Are you kidding me?
He did.
Seriously, I never cared for The Waterboy. Never did. I thought it was always the lesser of
The
the Adam
Waterboy is
Sandler
actually
comedies
one of
at
my
the time,
favorite Adam Sandler movies.
which is crazy to me.
Necessary Roughness. I've played on the field that they filmed this movie at North Texas, at the University of North Texas.
Okay.
It's in Denton, Texas. Does not have anything else for me going for it except for, and they had really, they had the bad helmets and the bad gear
Right,
and stuff.
yeah.
And I hate when they get some of those things wrong. And I don't know.
So you're voting for Waterboy.
Waterboy's it.
Kent?
Waterboy.
Yeah.
I'll vote for Necessary Roughness only to give my
I
love
changed my
there.
vote. Necessary
No,
Roughness.
no.
Necessary Roughness.
Then I have to go Waterboy.
No,
I think
Is it too late?
I think Waterboy should advance.
No, it
Just
should.
sweep it.
It should
Yeah,
advance
just
because
sweep
it's the more reference one. Like you can do it.
No
Yeah,
one
that must have
remembers
been really
Necessary
hard for you.
Roughness except for us.
But they should because Kathy Ireland's in it.
yeah.
Of all the countries,
Kathy
Kathy Ireland is my favorite.
All right, next match: Any Given Sunday versus We Are Marshall.
Any Given Sunday, a behind-the-scenes look at the life and death struggles of modern-day gladiators and those who lead them. Directed by Oliver Stone and starring Al Pacino, Dennis Quaid, and Cameron Diaz.
We Are Marshall. When a plane crash claims the lives of the members of the Marshall University football team and some of its fans, the team's new coach and surviving players try to keep the football program alive. Directed by McG.
McG.
I'll stop there. Matthew McConaughey and starring Matthew Fox as well.
All right,
So this is actually
Matthew Fox.
this is an
So,
interesting
Alex,
matchup.
have you seen Any Given Sunday?
I've seen Any Given Sunday.
There-
I've seen We Are Marshall.
There are about 3,000 cuts in Any Given Sunday. Like, this movie is all over the place. It's like the intro
heavy edited.
of Moulin Rouge, but the whole time. But here's the thing, it's got some...
brought up Moulin Rouge on a sports show. You
listen.
nerd.
All right? Yeah, good call.
There's nothing you need to say about Necessary Roughness except for the head coach is Al Pacino, and also starring. Don't forget Jesse from Saved by the Bell.
That's right. She is in that.
So right on the heels of what was the other movie she did?
There's
Saved by the Bell. It was only Saved by the Bell.
There's a dancing one. That was it. That's all I remember.
So bottom line is, I will say that Any Given Sunday has some really good football scenes, like good hitting and whatever. It tries to give some sort of a weird kind of
it's-
look into the NFL, but
Right, behind the scenes of a general manager. I don't know. I like We Are Marshall, and it's got a really good moment where the
plane
students
crashes?
are,
How dare you?
The students are cheering We Are Marshall outside the president's office.
It's going to make you cry.
It's a good scene, but I will say the one that's more memorable to me and doesn't just get forgotten is Any Given Sunday.
That's interesting. I will say We Are Marshall has that because it's one of those movies that if you don't know the story or you think, I got to watch this because I know the story,
right.
You watch it one time. Any Given Sunday, I will, on Any Given Sunday, if it's on at some point, I go, I'll keep watching this.
It's
on
a little
TBS
bit longer
or whatever.
too, but still.
It's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Jamie Foxx in it?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Any Given Sunday.
Yep,
So
me too.
it's a sweep for Any Given Sunday. Sorry, We Are Marshall.
Apologize to their families, would you?
That was my favorite part of the movie. Oh, that was dark.
All right.
More like We Were Marshall.
Oh, no.
Am I right?
Stop. What just happened?
Well done, sir. Okay, next match. The Longest Yard.
We're sorry about this, Alex. We didn't go with the 1970s one. We went with the Adam
2005
Sandler one. Because we hadn't seen the Burt Reynolds one.
Of The Longest Yard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Either way, it's
Okay.
garbage. And
Wait, we gotta get. No, it actually doesn't matter here.
It really
because
does not
what's
matter.
going on? Here's the thing.
yeah.
This is like a number 3 seed, which is The Longest Yard, because it made $190 million, up against a number 14 seed, which is
Rudy.
Rudy.
So let me just give a quick fact about Longest Yard. Roger Ebert gave it a thumbs up.
That's your
It
fact.
made $190 million at the box office.
I
It's an
watched
Adam
it.
Sandler
I remember
movie.
seeing it, and it's fine. It needs to be the shortest time on this program, though, as the
right.
longest
And
yard.
Rudy proceeds.
And Rudy proceeds.
Rudy moves on.
All right. What do we got next, Jacob?
Friday Night Lights versus The Replacements.
Friday Night Lights, based on a book which profiled the economically depressed town of Odessa, Texas, and their heroic high school football team. Clear hearts, clear eyes, can't lose. No, what is it?
No, that's
a TV show.
That's
but-
the TV
right,
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Although it is part of the
But
legacy.
Connie Britton is the wife of the head coach
Love
in
Connie
both the
Britton.
movie and
you
the TV
serious?
show.
Yes.
What? Oh, so there's The Replacement starring Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman. During a pro football strike, the owner hires substitute players. So a very similar to story to what we've
stealing other
already
people's
talked about.
jobs.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights is great. If you read the book, it is like a really dark dive into. It's basically they're trying to put Varsity Blues, like the cartoony nature of like what these
Right.
kids can get away with because they're on the high school football team. It's legitimately real. This is written by a journalist, and the book is amazing. And I think they did a great job in the movie with the Billy Bob Thornton version.
Would you say the movie or the TV has the better legacy? Because I hear people talk about the TV show way
The TV
more.
show went on for seasons and seasons
Right.
and seasons.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with Odessa Permian, which is where
Okay.
it's just like a historic football
Okay.
program in Texas.
There's a moment that I watched actually today from Friday Night Lights where Derek Luke, he is cleaning out his locker, essentially, 'cause he just got injured, and he walks out to his uncle's car and just starts bawling and says, all I can do is football. I don't know what to do now. And it's touching. Like, it is the moment of the movie.
Well, and I think it just which one's
But it's against a Keanu Reeves movie, which is pretty
Keanu
Keanu
dang
Reeves
down.
versus Billy Bob Thornton.
No,
But
no,
the problem
hold
is, I think Friday Night Lights has the legacy here.
But-
I think Replacement's one of those forgettable ones that you're kind of like,
finally
oh yeah, that
You know what's
one.
kind of great? So Keanu Reeves was in John Wick, and all of a sudden he became a legit hitman in real life, I think. Like, really good at, like, gunplay.
Okay.
But Keanu Reeves was also offered a tryout with the Baltimore Ravens after doing this
After
movie.
this?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, he was Johnny Utah, and
Right.
he was a former quarterback in.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that knee injury, he would have gone pro.
He'd have gone pro.
Yeah,
It's got to be Friday Night Lights.
It has to be.
I think Friday Night Lights is the right choice.
It's a well done. It's a well done movie. I like it a lot. In the Replacements, Gene Hackman, he'll show up later in the show.
He's going to show up like 12 times
Yeah.
in this thing.
Yeah. All right, next match. Jerry Maguire versus Little Giants. This is
The
a very
latter?
strange-
Jerry Maguire, when a sports agent has a moral epiphany and is fired for expressing it, he decides to put his new philosophy to the test as an independent agent. And it stars Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Renee Zellweger.
and directed by Cameron Crowe.
Who had me at hello.
Thanks, Joel.
Yes, before her face changed. Little Giants. Misfits formed their own opposing team to an elite Pee Wee football team coached by the elite team coach's brother. Starring Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill.
So one of these movies was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actor, and they won Best Supporting Actor. One of these has so many quotable quotes. The other one has a snot bubble.
Moving right along, it's Jerry Maguire.
It's Jerry Maguire.
But guys, the parents' guide in Little Giants
Says
2 kids talk about kissing. The girl in team tackles the handsome quarterback so she can lie on top of him.
Oh, I do want to bring this
How
up.
many people found that interesting?
I do want to bring this up because I found this interesting. So Little Giants is but inspired by a McDonald's Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, really?
They had a Little League
that's
commercial
strange.
play, and then the director of that commercial got a call from Steven Spielberg, and he said, I want to make a movie. I want you to direct it. I want it kind of Little League football. That's what I want.
Still drunk from his Super Bowl party.
All right, so that takes us at the end of football. We're halfway through.
Yes. Football's done. Halfway through. We're now moving on to basketball.
The worst region in this entire bracket.
There really were some bad basketball movies.
Which is evident by the number one seeded
There's
choice
some
here.
stretches here. All right. First match. Space Jam versus number one seed, by the way.
Yeah.
Versus Hoop Dreams.
A number 16 seed somehow.
Now, here's the thing about Space Jam is a lot of people have a lot of love for... Oh, I should get the synopsis. I'm sorry.
Well...
Space Jam. In a desperate attempt to do a lot of product placement and win a basketball match and earn their freedom, the Looney Tunes seek the aid of retired basketball champion Michael Jordan.
And Hoop Dreams
from IMDb.
It's a documentary. It's a film following the lives of two inner-city Chicago boys who struggle to become college basketball players on the road to going professional.
Starring?
Documentary.
Andrew and William, I can't remember their name.
These, are they,
his last name's Aggie. I can't remember his first name.
Do they make it?
A G? I have the follow-up on him. Alex, you know?
No, yeah. Well, you read it if you've got like a write.
I just know that one of them became a pastor, and the other one. Let me see here. Okay, so William Gates he got injured and then ended up becoming a pastor, and then Arthur Agee actually ended up being charged with aggravated battery for punching a woman in a West Suburban Forest Park.
Ooh. That's very specific
starring
about
a felon.
where it happened.
So yay!
But the thing is, Hoop Dreams
very real.
was
it's a
so
documentary.
amazing. I remember that was one of the first documentaries I sat down to watch. Is like, I'm going to watch this documentary, and it blew my mind. Just seeing this real story unfold.
The comeback in the second half by the Looney Tunes over the Monsters, huge.
The
Monstars, huge.
Hold on, Alex, you're going first on this one.
I'm gonna be honest. We'll get killed for not moving Space Jam forward.
But I mean, we have to because R. Kelly, right?
Oh, back and away.
You know what?
I believe I can fly.
I'm gonna go straight with Hoop Dreams now. Hoop Dreams.
Are you voting Hoop Dreams?
Yeah, I really like Hoop Dreams as an actual like reel you in sports movie. It's Hoop Dreams.
I didn't see Space Jam until I was much older. It does not have the nostalgia for me. I'm voting for Hoop Dreams.
But Bill Murray's in Space Jam.
For like 5 minutes.
Still. Your second shot at Space Jam coming up in 2021 with LeBron.
Hoop Dreams.
Wow. We just knocked it out.
Sweep to a number
There's
one
so
seed.
many mad at people. But if you're mad at us, please try and defend Space Jam as a good movie and not just nostalgia Gatorade.
It's a number one seed.
Yeah, it's a number one seed because it made $230 million.
That's 1996 money.
That's a lot.
Hoop Dreams made $11 million.
Yeah.
All right, next match, guys.
But Hoop Dreams only made for a
Give
budget
some of it to those
$700,000.
kids, would you? The felon and the other guy.
But look at that. So Hoop Dreams was made for $700,000, made $11 million. So it made a lot of times its money.
Nice.
All right, next match: Glory Road versus Hoosiers.
So Glory Road, starring not Matthew McConaughey, Josh Lucas.
Right.
In 1996, Texas Western coach Don Haskins led the first all-black starting lineup for a college basketball team to the NCAA National Championship, starring Josh Lucas, Derek Luke, and Austin Nichols.
And Hoosiers.
And John Voight.
Yes.
Oh, and John Voight,
Yes.
yes.
Hoosiers, a coach with a checkered past and a local drunk train. And a local drunk train. There's no comma there. Get on board to the drunk train.
If we don't make a movie called Drunk Train, we're all fired.
That's a Spike Lee joint, I'm pretty sure.
High school basketball team becomes a top contender for the championship, starring Gene Hackman, Barbara Hershey, and Dennis Hopper.
Okay. And it's just listen. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start criticizing Hoosiers right now.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's moving on big time, but. The love story they tried to make between Barbara Hershey and Gene Hackman is the worst.
Right.
It's awkward and
when he kisses her, it's like both of them. It was drunk train. It was two drunk trains hitting each other.
I prefer Barbara Hershey shooting Robert Redford with a black veil over her face.
I'm just telling you that is the worst. It's the worst part of one of the best movies ever.
Right.
Glory Road. Fun fact became so Texas Western became. UTEP, which is where my brother played his scholarship football days.
Yeah, there you go.
So I've as Kramer said, El Paso, Texas. I spent a month there one night. And that being said, Glory Road, true story, great. And
well, true-ish, because apparently Texas A&M Commerce was very upset with their portrayal in the movie as racist, terrible people.
Oh, yeah,
so
whatever.
they demanded an apology, and Disney didn't apologize. They just said, this is not a documentary.
Do you know what I love about these movies? Most of the movies on this list is it really only gives the U.S. box office because worldwide, honestly, like Glory Road made $300,000 worldwide, but $43 million here. So I'm sorry, foreign markets 300,000.
300,000
compared to 43 million here because these are
not a lot
mostly
of-
American sports. So
Yeah, domestic is really where it's at for
I
most
sit next
of
to an
these.
Australian man here at the office. I'm like, how do you like basketball movies? He's like,
you talk about footy.
He likes to talk about the footy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, are there any footy movies? And he's like, not really.
Not really. We're going to get to some of those.
No, Australian rules football.
Oh.
The not good kind of.
Did you guys
uh,
officially vote?
Did we officially vote on that? Hoosiers.
Hoosiers
all the way.
big time.
All right, next match. Coach Carter versus Blue Chips.
Coach Carter. Controversy surrounds high school basketball coach Ken Carter after he benches his entire team for breaking their academic contract with him, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Channing Tatum.
And
Rick
Shaquille
Gonzalez.
O'Neal.
Oh, Shaquille. Is he in that one?
Oh, no, sorry.
No, he's
in
Blue
mine.
Chips. He's in Blue Chips.
I'm reading Blue Chips. I'm on the drunk train right now. A college basketball coach is forced to break the rules in order to get players he needs to stay competitive.
It's really fun
starring Nick
drinking on
Nolte,
Baconsale.
Shaq, and directed by William Friedkin, who directed
The Exorcist and The French Connection.
Really?
Right.
He directed Blue Chips, and Blue Chips was a bomb. Made $23 million against a budget of $35 million.
Did you take money? That's what it is.
Did you take money?
That's
As
the
a
line.
goblet of fire.
But here's the thing, like, Nick Nolte really did his research. Like, he shadowed Bobby Knight during the entire 1992 season. He wrote a 200-page, like, thesis about what it would take to be a coach. Nick Nolte, he
But
might
it's
be a
not
little
great.
crazy.
But Coach Carter, I mean, based on a true story, and I really feel like Samuel L. Jackson's performance in Coach Carter is what makes the movie better. Nick Nolte's performance in Blue Chips is what makes the movie mediocre. I'm voting for Coach Carter.
ESPN gave Coach Carter
Okay.
number 10, and they gave Blue Chips number 4.
Kent, you go. Then Alex can break.
All right, I'm going to...
Or not break.
Coach Carter. Sorry, Alex.
Shoot.
Do you wanna vote for
I was
Blue
gonna
Chips
go.
as
I
a
was
pity
actually.
vote?
I've never seen Coach Carter.
What?
Oh, really? Okay.
Blue Chips.
You should watch it. It's a sports movie. You'll like it.
They seem to
haven't
be up
seen
your
all
alley.
of
All right, next matchup is Teen Wolf.
It's a basketball movie.
This is a documentary, right? Versus He Got Game.
So Teen Wolf we've talked about before, but an ordinary high school student discovers that his family has unusual pedigree when he finds himself turning into a werewolf and plays basketball.
And he got
like how
game.
this qualifies.
A basketball player's father must try to convince him to go to college so he can get a shorter sentence. Directed by Spike Lee, starring Denzel Washington, Mila Jovovich, and Ray Allen.
So
Popovich?
Teen Wolf,
Popovich.
I want to point this out. We talked about how it was made on a shoestring budget, like $1 million. Because
Right.
they said we want to make this movie for practically nothing. It made, I think, I can't remember the domestic anymore. It was like $30 million or something like that. But worldwide, $80 million. It made 80 times.
But here's the thing, Joel.
budget back. It's
Michael J.
crazy.
Fox hated that movie.
He did.
He's embarrassed to be in it.
but I
Is
mean,
Nathan Fillion the Teen Wolf 2?
no, that's
No,
Jason
that's
Bateman.
Jason
Bateman,
Bateman.
But
Sorry.
okay,
the
so
third.
and the reason why
He's in the third one.
People are like, "Why is Teen
Yeah.
Wolf on for?" But Teen Wolf's on for because it's all about basketball, and the ending is the big game with the slow motion. He wants to be himself, slow motion, doing his free throw shot.
It's cheating. It's a movie about cheating.
No, but it's movies about steroid use,
Yes.
dog steroids. I'm voting for Teen Wolf on this one.
One of these is definitely all about basketball, and it has the number 2 ranking on ESPN.com.
it's Teen Wolf.
Does not.
Which, by the way, I want to point out the director of Teen Wolf also directed Beethoven's Second and K9.
Ooh, way into dog movies.
apparently.
But he didn't do
this
Air
movie-
Bud of all the background that he had with basketball. And
What's funny is
animals?
this movie actually debuted number 2. Teen Wolf debuted number 2 to Back to the Future.
Wow.
Oh.
Like Michael J. Fox's movies.
So do we go more
Biggest hit.
basketball-y or the movie we actually love?
I've seen Teen Wolf maybe 100 times, so it's going to be Teen Wolf.
What about last year?
Probably,
Yeah.
100 more times?
yeah.
You were just counting like from like January to now, right?
I'm just talking about like on the free Saturdays that I have of last
right.
year.
It's
I've been
Teen
able to
Wolf.
sneak it in a
Yeah.
100.
We're knocking out He Got Game.
Yes, we are.
We didn't even
not?
give it any
Let's go.
love. Anyone want to give it any love?
No.
You can.
I don't want to.
All right, next match.
Poor Denzel.
Oh, Ray Allen's in it. He plays basketball.
Yeah, he does.
Good job, guys.
He's a real basketball player.
Right.
That was us.
No, so he Got Game.
Let's speak for it.
No, He Got Game was one of those funny things because like apparently Kobe Bryant was supposed to be in this movie, but then after his big loss to the Utah Jazz, he went back to kind of just training and doing his own thing, and he wanted to focus on that rather than doing a movie. But and then ESPN ripped this movie apart, talking about all the factual inaccuracies about this movie because. Like they talk about things how coaches aren't allowed to discuss potential recruits until after the signing period. They aren't allowed to visit a college 1 week before the signing deadline. Like it's just like
Right.
there were so many
they
things
yeah.
they just kind of glossed over.
And college basketball coaches never break the rules. So.
Never.
Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Or how about real life? Rick Pitino. Jeez.
Yeah, no joke.
Anyway.
Yeah, why didn't they talk about the rules in Teen Wolf?
He's
Exactly. It's a movie about cheating.
There's no rule that says you can't be a wolf boy in basketball.
All right, next match. Like Mike versus Air Bud.
Yeah,
Now, this seems like a fair match.
Yeah,
it does. Too
Let's
awful.
talk about the deeper philosophies in these movies.
So, like Mike, a 14-year-old orphan becomes an NBA superstar after trying on a pair of sneakers with the faded initials MJ inside, which stands for Mary Jane from Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
that
And
makes sense.
Air Bud, a young boy and a talented stray dog with an amazing basketball playing ability become instant friends.
So, like Mike, stars Little Bow Wow, Jonathan Lipicki. It's directed by John Schultz, who actually directed Drive Me Crazy, featuring Kent Dunn,
Yeah, I was a cameo in that movie.
and A Christmas Prince: The Royal Wedding.
I think they made it
one of my
like Mike. I
favorites.
think they made it like Mike too.
They did. They made it like
Really?
Mike 2. Had nothing to do with the original characters. Had nothing to do with magic shoes.
Did you read that Jesse Plemons is in Like Mike?
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's kind of strange, right?
I didn't
I
know
mean,
that.
you don't really know who he is back then.
He's 6.
So I need to speak to Air Bud.
Please speak to Air Bud.
Air Bud has 37 sequels. The legacy of this movie
No, it doesn't.
is
Well,
strong.
it had the spin-off of
It has
Buddies.
It has the
You have young
hockey
kids.
one.
Have you ever watched
I know, but I'm
Space
saying
Buddies?
that
football.
there aren't enough sports to try to figure it out.
No, it's
No, but
Space
sequels
Buddies,
to it.
Spooky Buddies, Christmas Buddies, Santa Buddies.
So it's every sport. Air Bud
Okay.
also has like 4 sequels itself, and that has the whole Buddies collection. The parents got on Air
I had
Bud.
no
though.
idea that existed.
Did you guys know that Air Bud is actually the same dog that played Comet in Full House?
Guys, that's going to
Oh.
be the next like patron request is that we watch all of those.
No.
Stop that right now.
All right. I got to vote for Air Bud, though.
It's Air Bud.
Air
It's
Bud,
a dog playing basketball.
100%.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's like it's the kind of thing where the
Air Bud
the sweep.
Little Bow
Applause are
Wow.
like-
Little Bow
yeah.
Wow just lost to Air Bud.
All right, next match. Finding Forrester.
Is that a sport? Or is
No.
Is it
No.
a sports movie?
That
Is
was
it
that
a
was
chess
one that.
movie or is it a sports movie?
It's a writing movie.
Oh, that's right. So
It's a
Sean
writing
Connery's
movie.
the English teacher.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
I'm
the
sorry.
man now, dog.
versus
Well done.
I forgot about
the
it.
air up there.
It's great.
So, Finding Forrester, a young writing prodigy finds a mentor in a reclusive author.
And the year up there, Jimmy Dolan is a college basketball coach who wants a big promotion. To get it, he needs to find a tall basketball player in Africa.
How
They
much-
saw a home movie.
How much basketball was in Finding Forrester?
So that's the
exactly?
thing
I watched
is-
that one a couple of times.
That-
I can
The
barely
school's
remember
like
it.
next door to.
He plays basketball. That's where he kind of sees. He plays street
Is it just
ball.
like street ball?
It's
Yeah.
street
yeah,
ball.
yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, it keeps popping up on all the
I can't
basketball
believe
movie
this is-
lists.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
But the more
This is a
research I
good
did,
movie,
no,
but-
the more research I did, I was like, this doesn't feel like a sports movie for me. I'm gonna have to go with the Air Up There.
Well, there's a better movie here, and there's a more sportsy movie because Finding Forrester is a good.
a great
movie.
movie.
man now,
dog.
But the Air Up There is all about basketball, and it has our namesake, Kevin Bacon.
Plus, my favorite line: "We named the dog Indy."
that's not that movie.
Wait a minute, I'm so confused. I'm going Air Up There.
I have to go with Finding Forrester. You just gotta like the movie so dang much.
I like it too, but I just was like, man, that's not.
It doesn't feel like a
It's
basketball.
not a
movie.
basketball movie, even though it's on every single. Like you look for best basketball movies, it pops up every single sequel.
right.
What is it?
It's Air Up There.
Big
Even
upset.
though I don't really care for the Air Up There, I had to vote for sportsiness.
It's inversion. That's what
Because
they
that's
call it.
33% sportsiness.
It's 30%
Right?
sportsiness.
This is a science we have to follow.
True.
All right. Next up is one of Joel's favorite movies of last year.
no.
Uncle Drew versus Love and Basketball.
Oh,
So Uncle Drew is the one about based on the Pepsi Max commercials about the what's his name, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving. Yeah.
He dresses up as an old man and plays basketball with old man Shaquille O'Neal
Yep.
and old man Patrick Ewing. No,
There's like a whole
No,
host
there's
of them
like-
kind of
no.
get together, but
there's a ton of like old basketball players they get in there. But
they made a script out of it.
Chris
out of a
Webber,
commercial.
Reggie Miller, Nate Robinson, and WNBA player Lisa. I can't talk.
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Left Eye Leslie. Whereas Love and Basketball, Monica and Quincy love and play basketball together through many life challenges from childhood to adulthood.
So Love and Basketball is a drama, a love drama.
Oh, yeah.
But both
You do
of the
love
leads
drama, I
are
know.
trying to play basketball. Uncle Drew, I cannot stand that movie, and I will not
why?
vote for it. It was so
Technically, the
terrible.
most basketball players in it you
It's
can
true.
get.
It's true, but athletes aren't great actors, and I can't stand the movie.
You just don't like them dressed up as old people.
No, it's the whole joke is like, look how old they are, but they're not. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
So I couldn't stand that movie. It was on my worst hated movies of 2018.
Oh, nice.
I have to
love
vote
it.
for Love and Basketball, even though it's a love drama.
I didn't see Uncle Drew, and so I have to give it to Love and Basketball based on that fact alone.
Uncle Drew, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Because I love Pepsi Max. Boom. No, I watched
quotes.
it. My kid watched this movie and he was like so excited for it, and then he's like, "All right, bedtime." Like after it was over, he's like, "All right, bedtime."
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, here's the thing. So, like, I thought it was going to be goofy fun, but I think that they just wanted to make it too serious because there's like goofy stuff happening, and then he'll stop for a minute and be like, "Wait, you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing.
I was trying to remember that
so
quote.
deep.
Even though they're all wearing makeup, and yeah,
Terrible.
It's weird too. Their like eyebrows are really bad. It's
Yes, it's
Right.
bad.
It's really hard to watch.
It's basically like a Tyler Perry movie.
yeah, that or it's like they got the same makeup guy as like the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. It's like so bad.
All right, next match.
Oh, this is the miscellaneous category. Oh no, this
we're
is,
not yet.
We're almost
not there yet.
We are almost there. White Men Can't Jump versus Above the Rim.
So white men can't jump above
Both
the
are about
rim.
dunking.
Huh. Yes. White men can't jump. Black and white basketball player. What? Try that again. Black and white basketball hustlers join forces to double their chances of winning money on the street courts and in a basketball tournament.
Drunk
Starring
Train.
Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, and Rosie Perez.
So Above the Rim, a story of a promising high school basketball star and his relationships with two brothers, one a drug dealer, the other a former basketball star, fallen on hard times, now employed as a security guard. That's very specific, starring Tupac.
Oh, yeah. And mine was actually directed by Ron Shelton, who also did Bill Durham.
Very impressive.
Bill Durham, yes.
So Above the Rim has over 100 F-bombs. I just thought you guys should know that. It's in the Parents Guide.
Bull Durham?
Above the Rim.
Above the rim.
Bull Durham with
I'm
Tupac.
pretty sure White Men Can't Jump can rival that.
Yeah, that's got to be up there too.
So here's the thing. Above the Rim is number 5 on ESPN's list. White Men Can't Jump for basketball movies is number 1.
Wow.
Number 1?
Yes.
I liked it.
a good movie.
I mean, the thing is Tupac is not actually a very good actor.
No.
I mean, he wasn't in Do the Right Thing. What was the sequel to Boys in the Hood?
Boys in the Hood 2, Boys to Men.
No, he was in that second one. But no, it's for sure the better movie of the two is got to be White Men Can't Jump.
Yes.
Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson is great. It's a great
that's just
combo.
it too. Is it's not just a basketball movie? There's like the kind of the con artist thing to it. Makes it more fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with White Men Can't Jump as
Easily.
well. So above
The
the rim,
hustle.
Clean
The hustle.
sweep. Above the rim is out.
It's out. Okay, gentlemen, we are now on to our miscellaneous category.
Which this one had
The best
We
region
honestly
here.
could do
This
a
is
whole
so
bracket
weird.
with like all the other movies, and maybe we should, but we didn't. We put it in here as 16. We picked the 16 maybe best.
Oh, these are going to be tough.
maybe best.
Maybe best.
It's more like random picks.
All right, let's get
how
started.
Weird can we get? Let's start with Rocky versus Caddyshack.
Oh my gosh.
Some of them have sports in them. That's a tough 1 versus 16, by
Right.
the way.
Well, because Caddyshack is one of those classic comedies that everyone knows and loves. And then, I guess we should get into it. So let me get the synopsis of Rocky.
Tell me about
It's Rocky. Rocky Balboa. If you don't know what Rocky is.
Does it have the 1 next to it because we're talking about Rocky 1? Is Rocky or
it's
other
the one
Rockies
scene-
coming
it's-
up?
It's the franchise. Like, we're talking about the franchise as a
Oh,
whole.
the
What?
franchise.
I know.
Can we really
I mean,
do
you
that?
But the
call it
franchise
the
includes
franchise.
5. which
No,
brings the
that doesn't
average
exist.
down.
We
No,
erased
5
that
brings
from
the average
history.
down. But yeah, it's Rocky versus Caddyshack
Okay.
1 and Caddyshack 2.
And Caddyshack 2 is included there.
Does it mean we're
So
talking about Creed
sure,
as
why
well?
not?
Caddyshack 2
I
is
don't
the
want to
Rocky
include
5
Creed. It's not the
of
Rocky
golf
story.
movies.
That seems like a spin-off, but if you want to.
So
I'm gonna
Caddyshack,
yeah.
Wait, you want to give the synopsis of
exclusive
Caddyshack?
golf course has to deal with a brash new member and a destructive dancing gopher. Directed by Harold Ramis, though, and honestly, great cast. And then there's Rocky.
And
Which
then
is
there's Rocky.
unbeatable.
I'm
in
going to have to give this
bracket.
one to Caddyshack.
No, you're not.
My vote counts for more than all of you combined.
By the way, this is the only movie that Caddyshack is the only movie that Chevy Chase and Bill Murray have appeared in together because they do
Really?
not like each other.
No, they do not.
Because of a feud back in the SNL days.
I'm going to blame Chevy Chase for that one.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
should.
he seem like the one that would?
No,
You
he's
should get a t-shirt
notoriously
that
hard
says
to get
that.
along with.
History will not be kind to Chevy Chase. It already is not, but
Right.
It isn't.
Bill Murray is well beloved for one reason. Chevy Chase is hard to work with for another.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we're going Rocky on this one.
all the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Hold on, let's think about it. Oh, okay. Next match.
Caddyshack is funny.
Thanks for that, Joel.
I just feel I feel bad. I feel bad that it got put against a Rocky because it probably
know.
might have gone farther, but
Yeah, you feel really bad about what you did. Next match,
not me.
Invictus
The box office.
versus the Mighty Ducks.
Wait, what's Invictus?
Invictus. I'm not going to do the
Because do
accent.
people really know?
Yeah, Nelson Mandela, as in his first term as the South
Was Matt
American
Damon?
president, initiates
South
a unique
American
venture-
president?
South African.
President of all of South America. I'm Matt Damon.
Initiates a unique venture to unite the apartheid-torn land, enlists the national rugby team on a mission to win the 1995 Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
It's a rugby movie.
And the Mighty Ducks. A self-centered Minnesota lawyer is sent its community service, coaching a drunk training a ragtag youth hockey team, starring Emilio Estevez.
Invictus has Morgan Freeman, Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
That's the movie Matt Damon took instead of Avatar, as I recall.
And
Is that-
he did get but he got a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, I believe.
So obviously, Invictus made a whole lot more
his accent.
foreign markets than it did here. It only made about 60 million here and 84 million overseas, which
so it made
makes
122
sense.
million worldwide.
Did it make its budget?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
There's not a lot of CGI for the rugby movies.
No, although a lot of CGI on Matt Damon's pale face.
Oh,
Do you guys not love Matt Damon on this program?
No, it's fine. It's you've seen Team America?
Yes, of
Matt
course.
Damon.
Matt Damon.
That happens every time we say his name.
So
against Mighty Ducks.
So Invictus and Mighty Ducks. And they were talking D1, D2, and D3.
oh my gosh.
D1,
Which
D2.
one is the one Iceland's in? Is that the first one?
I think it's the
a
second
two.
one.
Yeah,
Either way, Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks all the way.
I'm sorry, Invictus, you were boring. Mighty Ducks wins.
Apartheid, etc. Moving on.
We didn't say we were sensitive on Baconsale.
Okay. Talladega Nights versus
Shake and bake.
Miracle.
Oh my
You didn't say the
gosh.
full name of Talladega Nights.
The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
There you go.
Yeah. So Talladega Nights, when a French Formula One driver makes his way up the ladder, Ricky Bobby's talent and devotion are put to the test, starring Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, and Sacha Baron Cohen.
Miracle tells the true story of Herb Brooks, the
I'm pretty
player's
sure
turned
Talladega
coach.
Nights is a true story.
Oh, I'm
too.
sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
The one who led the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team to victory over the seemingly invincible Ivan Drago.
Kent, I
Russian
want you to
squad.
do that synopsis again. Again.
Here's the thing: Miracle. So Kurt Russell, Patricia Clarkson in this movie is apparently the truest sports movie out there.
Really?
Closest to reality, based on what they say, and I'm talking based on what the coach actually said.
actually got-
in the locker
They
room
got
and
real
everything.
hockey players involved.
I think Joel is the only one technically alive during Miracle.
That's
I actually
true.
went to it. I was one of the team players. Here's a sad note, though, if I may bring the room down for a
wow.
bit.
Thanks, Joel.
Coach Brooks, who Kurt Russell plays in the movie, he
Yeah.
died in a car accident just before the movie was
movie
released.
was released, yeah.
And so they actually did a dedication to it and said that he never saw it. He lived it.
Some miracle.
I'll bring the room back up.
What? Ken?
We're already being insensitive.
Not that insensitive.
It was like a good 25 minutes ago that you made the plane joke about.
Oh my gosh. Send your
Marshall.
This
emails
was
to
15 years ago, Joel.
Marshall. Is that what you
Statute of limitations for comedy.
No.
Well, in Talladega Nights, Will Ferrell
was
praised the baby
2004.
Jesus. So
That's true.
See, things even out.
Yes.
Talladega Nights is one of the good Will Ferrell comedies.
I'd say this is actually Talladega Nights to me is right before Will Ferrell went downhill. Like that's when he was around like the
Right.
Anchorman era, and then he just did this movie.
This is
He had
way
one
after
more.
And John C. Reilly and he were really good. in
So
this
good.
together.
Wedding
But
Crashers, Stranger Than Fiction. That's all around there, and then he started going downhill after.
And now it's
after
just
Talladega
Holmes
Nights.
is the best one they've done.
how is Miracle only 12 though, in terms of making money?
It made
So here's the thing.
64 million worldwide. Talladega Nights made 160
By the way,
million.
Miracle only made about $67,000 overseas. Crazy.
Of course, yeah. In Russia, they made like $5.
It was actually banned.
5 rubles.
No, you'll
Yeah.
not see this movie.
So
we won that game.
I do not remember, comrade. Miracle, even if it is true or not, how well they did the movie, you didn't need to. You
Right.
didn't have to go that far off of it. It was so crazy. The
American team taking on the Russians.
I will say too, in terms of sports events that are recognized as the most important sports events in the history of like modern time, it's
Michael
always
Jordan
ranked.
sick at the jazz game.
1996 female gymnasts. Yeah.
It actually is that Nadia Comaneci.
Yeah. No.
No,
Dominic
they have. It's always number one on everybody's list
course.
of like the most important sports event that has happened. That's any like
That's
sporting
the event. What do you think about the movie? Alex?
Movie. I'm gonna go. And Kurt Russell, I love.
Yeah.
And he's married to Goldie Hawn. Are they married?
Yeah, I think so.
Ish.
I think they are.
Ish.
Maybe.
They're married.
Common
I'm
law.
pretty sure they are.
They are married.
12 seed beats the 5 seed. Miracle moves on.
Agreed.
I'm going to vote for Talladega Nights just for the pity vote because it's so
It's good
entertaining.
comedy.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining. I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey.
I can't believe they're so mean to his grandpa Chip.
I know, but then they're more well behaved at the end. And Ken, I can't believe you voted against Amy Adams.
Oh, I did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Talladega Nights.
I'll be okay.
All right, next match. Dodgeball versus
Oh, my heavens.
The Wrestler.
Dodgeball. These could not be two different movies,
know.
by the way.
That's the thing is like Dodgeball's like this dumb, goofy comedy, and then the Wrestler's like a huge drama.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Dodgeball
Yeah, totally
synopsis:
different
a group of misfits enter a Las Vegas dodgeball tournament in order to save their cherished local gym from the onslaught of a corporate health fitness chain. Starring Ben Stiller, Christine Taylor, and Vince Vaughn.
yeah.
A fated professional wrestler must retire, but finds his quest for a new life outside the ring a dispiriting struggles. Directed by Darren Aronofsky and stars Mickey Rourke, Marissa Tomei, and Evan Rachel Wood.
haven't
Mickey
seen The
Rourke got
Wrestler.
the lead acting acting award that year.
as he should have.
He was good.
It was amazing, and one of the most poignant, sad moments in movie
At the end
history
there?
was when they're at that.
He's talking to his daughter.
Well, there's
Talking
all
about
sorts
dodgeball
of
right now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All when they're all in that like convention, and there's like eight, there's like 8 of them. They're all like
sitting
there.
around.
The fold-up chairs. And they just
I mean, I'm
breaks
like,
your heart.
You think about how like the highest of highs, the lowest of lows.
But
with
then Dodgeball gave us
That's
the
a bold
Ocho.
move there, though.
Dodgeball gave us
Really.
the Ocho, and the Ocho is one of those jokes that I think keeps on giving.
is that seriously from that?
Yeah, the Ocho is
Oh,
from
wow.
they did it from the Ocho. And in fact, ESPN has done for the last couple years. They pick a day and they play the Ocho where they give love to like obscure sports on like ESPN
on like
or ESPN2.
Yeah, ESPN News or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Huh.
So also Dodgeball gave us the famous "I just threw up a little bit in my mouth" quote, which everyone seems to use now, and no one gives credit to Christine Taylor in Dodgeball.
Oh,
Oh, you
okay.
just did.
Well,
and
yeah.
the wrestler moves
The
on.
world is balanced.
The wrestler is an Oscar-winning performance.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. But I got to give it.
Who's
to
in
the
that?
wrestler,
Who is that? That does
Justin
that?
Long and
Jim
Rip
James
Torn.
is in it too.
Rip Torn. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get the GIF too with Chuck Norris doing the thumbs up approval. That's from
Yeah,
that
that's
movie.
right.
It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays out for him.
bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah.
Okay, next match is going to be Days of Thunder versus Bend It Like Beckham. Man, these are weird matchups.
I know the other category is so random. Okay,
Right.
Days of Thunder. A young hotshot stock car driver gets the chance to compete at the top level, starring Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, and Robert Duvall.
And Bend It Like Beckham, the daughter of Orthodox Sikh rebels, rebels against her parents' traditionalism and joins the football team, starring Parminder Nagra and Keira Knightley.
That was good effort.
Yeah, I tried.
Days of Thunder based on a real.
Loosely based. What was his name? Tim Richmond. Loosely based on his career.
Yeah, but also Dick Trickle, who's
Yeah, that's right, because his name's Cole
I'm
Trickle.
sorry, is that real name?
and that's what I was going to say is that Cole Trickle in the movie is actually they had to change it because the guy's real name was Dick Trickle.
Wow.
Moving on.
So
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. I believe that's the movie where Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise met.
Oh, maybe it's a really good movie. By the way,
And I actually really enjoyed Days of Thunder. The score is great. It's directed by Tony Scott, who did Top Gun and Man on Fire.
I cannot get on board with Bend It Like Beckham either. I just could not. Even though Keira Knightley's in it,
Right.
did we already read about it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm voting for Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, this was in the days when Tom Cruise tried to do his own stunts, and he actually crashed the car a few times, so they took that privilege away from him. So they actually had a stunt driver for him.
The
because-
stock cars
really?
are notoriously difficult to drive. The bank turns are like basically like you being up on the side of a
No,
house.
there
trying to
were
drive.
scenes where he wanted to read his lines, but he didn't want to memorize them, so he put them on the steering wheel, and he's reading them. He totally crashed.
Oh my gosh!
Right.
Don't read in your scripts and drive, kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a.
But I do want to give some love
to.
to Bend It Like Beckham because it was the first ever Western-made film to air on television in North Korea.
And it was a phenomenon back in the early 2000s.
No,
if
it
you
was a-
remember.
We were
surprise hit,
obsessed with it as like mildly for a little bit.
Right.
They made a stage musical version of it. It plays like.
Are you for real?
I'm for real. There's a stage musical version of Bend It Like Beckham.
But there's also a stage play in Las Vegas about Days of Thunder.
No, there isn't.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot of Australian guys.
no,
that's right.
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
Oh, that's Knights of Thunder.
yeah. No, it's not.
I will say so. Back in the day, we actually David Beckham came and played here in Utah. He came and played here in Utah when he was playing for Real Madrid. He played for Real Madrid, and Real Salt Lake had just started up.
Oh.
And and then we had a reporter at the time at KSL. She was able to get David Beckham to say that he loved listening to Nightside.
Hey.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if I have it, I'll pull it up here. I can find it because I have David Beckham saying that he listens.
I love listening to Nightside.
Yeah, I'm
It
not
sounds
kidding.
like he's in the room.
I know, but you know what? Wait. Hold on. I'm actually really close to pulling it up. Yeah, I have. Here it is. Do your version of it again, Kent.
I love listening to Nightside.
Of course, I listen to Nightside.
Spot on.
Boom.
Of course.
Of course, I listen to Nightside. And I'm always like, that's like one thing. You can fire me from this building, but I'll always have this.
Of course, I listen to Nightside.
David Beckham.
He
telling me
married
to listen
Posh
to this.
Spice.
sure that
He's
wasn't
doing
just
okay.
Kent? You sure that was just
He could've just been- you know what? Maybe she just interviewed you, Kent. Yeah. Where were you 15 years ago?
Well,
Yeah. All right. Next up,
Watching
matchup.
Varsity
The way
Blues.
Days of Thunder moves on, correct?
yes.
Okay.
All right, we've got 2 matchups left, by the way.
This one's so weird.
All right.
They're all weird.
Yeah, the miscellaneous category has given us some weird matchups.
Yes, it has.
Oh, my.
With this one especially.
Alex's face
I hadn't seen it until.
He's disgusted.
I wish there was video.
Gosh.
$1 Million Baby
$1 Million Baby.
versus Shaolin Soccer.
So they're basically the same movie.
Yeah.
So $1 Billion Baby, a determined woman works with a hardened boxing trainer to become a professional, starring Hilary Swank,
do you
Clint Eastwood, and
compare
Morgan
this?
Freeman.
Shaolin Soccer came out 2001. A young Shaolin follower reunites with his discouraged brothers to form a soccer team using their martial arts skills to their advantage. Directed by Stephen Wong, starring Stephen Wong.
Stephen Chow.
Chow.
Don't just say Asian last names.
Oh my gosh.
You cannot just say Asian last names and get away with it.
I'm cutting that from the show.
Oh, how are you getting that from the show?
Stephen Wong.
Oh my goodness.
So $1 Million Baby made $216 million worldwide, 91% of Rotten Tomatoes, 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture.
Overrated.
It was.
Shaolin
I think,
Soccer got 42
but it was
million
just, it was a
worldwide.
bad year, I think. There wasn't a lot of good movies that year.
It also is just like it's tremendously sad.
Oh,
The ending
God,
is just
yeah.
awfully
Right.
sad.
Like you watch that, you're like, why did I watch
Yeah, I know.
this?
You're like, I
and
got
then you
through
get
all
the ending of
this.
Shaolin Soccer, and you're like, this is amazing. Now, if you haven't seen Shaolin Soccer, because a lot of you probably haven't,
Like me.
it's so ridiculous. It's like Looney Tunes
Yes.
soccer, but with live action. And like, there's a team. The team they play at the end is called Team Evil. It's
perfect.
Like, it's hilarious the way they do it, and like, it's very kind of
Kung
cheesy
Fu Hustle.
CGI.
You've ever heard or seen that?
Kung Fu Hustle, another one by
Okay,
Stephen
this is the
Chow.
movie he made right before.
Okay.
But it's hilarious. But it did all right at the box office. I want to give my love to Shaolin Soccer.
Well, you should
No,
because
stop.
it's
You just did. It got
it's-
way more attention than it's
no,
gotten
it's cult
in
status at
years.
this point. Like it actually wasn't even released here. People had to actually just pirate the DVD, and it spread.
I would own Shaolin Soccer.
So it is. So it's ironically good. So it means not good.
No, it's like it's one of those goofy comedies that you're watching, like kind of like a Monty Python thing, where you're
Okay.
watching it going, "Oh,
All
this
right.
is legitimately funny,"
Okay.
even though it's an unusual style of humor.
Okay.
Alex,
Is that the one with the
once you
fingers?
get married.
Is that the one with the fingers?
Fingers?
Yeah. There's a guy who does like the kung fu with the fingers. Those movies.
Are you
No?
thinking of like Kung Pao Into the Fist?
Yes.
That's wrong movie.
Yeah, a little less goofy than that. But
So less
Alex,
goofy than that.
You're going
Yes.
$1 Million Baby because you love sadness.
Yes. Absolutely. An actual boxing movie.
true.
Joel?
But it's an actual soccer movie. I got to give it to $1 Million Baby.
Why? Come on.
He wanted,
Because
he wanted to do the counter vote, Joel.
I know, but I wanted to do. I love Shaolin Soccer, but in the sports movie bracket, $1 Million Baby's got to advance.
It's an
Shaolin
actual,
Soccer. Oh, I'm so
It's fine.
sad.
It's fine.
All right, last matchup.
Last matchup of the episode.
Wait.
No,
No,
two more.
two more.
Oh,
Sorry.
you liar. Get my
I
hopes
did. I
up.
lied. I had to scroll down. Okay. Cool Runnings versus
Cool Runnings.
Cinderella Man.
So Cool Runnings. When a Jamaican sprinter is disqualified from the Olympic Games, he enlists the help of his dishonored coach to help start the first Jamaican bobsled team.
And Cinderella Man, the story of James Braddock, a supposedly washed-up boxer who came back to become a champion and an inspiration in the 1930s. Directed by Ron Howard, starring Russell Crowe and Renee Zellweger.
I watched Cool Runnings fairly recently. Showed it to my kids for the first time.
It's a great movie.
not as funny as I remember, though. Like, still a good movie,
you
but I was
just
like,
think to yourself, John Candy's in it. It's going to be more funny than I.
well, like, and I remember all the lines, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be hilarious.
My
And then-
kids love it still.
Yeah, my kids liked it too.
But it's still a good movie.
Also,
It still
full of
holds
historical
up.
really
inaccuracies.
factually inaccurate.
Yeah, not a lot of historical there. Cinderella Man, though, I want to point this out. Apparently, to boost ticket sales, AMC advertised that they would offer a refund if you were not satisfied with the movie. And then Cinemark did the same thing, where they said, we'll give you a money-back guarantee if you don't like this movie. And I think they said like 50 people ended up demanding their money
50
back.
people?
Yeah.
There's always
50
that
people went to
guy.
see it? Is that what
But
you
they're they were trying to pull people in the theaters because people weren't seeing
So
it.
I
it
found
did not
a
get a lot
fun
of love.
fact about Cinderella Man. The real-life Jimmy Braddock, his mother gave birth to him. He was 17 pounds at birth.
What?
That is a
No.
lie.
That's a true story.
No, you can't
That-
be
then you need
17
to, then you
pounds.
need to put it
17
in the
pounds.
movie.
This
Put it in the movie.
Put that scene in the movie.
Bend it like Beckham.
Bend it like Beckham in childbirth.
It's just it's the first
17.
the first 37 minutes of the movie are just the childbirth.
and deliver.
He was a giant of a man. Oh,
He
baby.
comes out. He's swinging. He's
Cinderella
already
Man is
punching.
good, but Cinderella Man is lost in the shuffle of boxing.
Oh,
movies.
you're kidding me. This is one of the best boxing
I'm
movies
voting
of
for
all
Cool
time.
Runnings.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to lose.
I like Cool Runnings. I'm surprised you voted for it, which means
Yeah.
we can sweep this thing. We can get the W with Cool Runnings.
Alex, come on.
You got it? Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings cannot beat Cinderella Man.
It
It is
just
a
did.
great movie.
That just happened.
Okay, but listen.
Wait, is that your official vote?
Yeah, no, Cool Runnings is my official vote.
So Cool Runnings is advancing.
Oh,
If you feel saddened by this process, you guys put it together.
That's true.
I'm so mad at you right now, Alex. I don't even know what to
Out of
do.
all the things, out of all the cruddy movies that
17
have been on
pounds.
here.
His mom was in childbirth.
If that were in the movie,
If it
maybe
was
I would have
more
voted for
showcased
it.
It's a
in the
weird
movie.
movie then.
All right.
I'm so sad right now.
Now are we on the last one?
now we are.
Now we are. Oh my goodness! I can't believe these two are pitted against
I
one another.
know.
It's terrible.
It's the way the seating happened.
I know. Why wasn't it Cool Runnings versus that? Okay. Karate Kid versus Happy Gilmore.
So Karate Kid, a martial arts master, agrees to teach karate to the bullied teenager Daniel-san.
And Happy Gilmore, a rejected hockey player, puts his skills to the golf course to save his grandmother's house.
I'm voting for Karate Kid right off the bat because I'm not a Happy Gilmore fan.
At all?
You like the Water Boy, but not Happy Gilmore?
No, Happy Gilmore and Billy
That is
Madison,
strange.
I was not a fan of either one of those.
Because they were a little too gross. Like,
I don't know. They didn't hit my
funny
funny bone right. But then Waterboy for some reason did. Wedding Singer did. Mr. Deeds did.
Wedding Singer's a good movie.
I think I like nice Adam Sandler, dumb Adam Sandler, and I
Is
don't
this
like
a
mean
James
dumb Adam
Wong
Sandler.
movie? Or
Love that guy.
Right, so good.
Which, by the way, Karate Kid was directed by John Avildsen, who directed Rocky and Rocky 4. So the same guy directed Karate Kid.
The
Yeah.
two best.
No, I'm sorry,
Honestly.
Rocky 5. Rocky 5.
No.
He directed Rocky 1 and Rocky 5.
Well,
I read
Yeah.
that wrong.
fine.
Yeah, way to
Still
deflate
though,
But I'm voting for Karate Kid.
All right, guys.
it's beyond. It's not even close.
Right.
It's Karate Kid.
It's Karate Kid.
Happy Gilmore's
I'm
out just
so
like that.
sorry, Happy Gilmore.
I mean,
I love that movie.
listen. Happy Gilmore and Cinderella Man can hang out in the next round of losers.
Even
Right.
though Roger Ebert gave Happy Gilmore 1.5 stars, stating that Adam Sandler's character doesn't have a pleasing personality. He seems angry when he's not supposed to be.
what he's supposed
and
to
his
be.
and his habit of pounding everyone he dislikes is tiring in a PG-13 movie.
Even Bob Barker though.
But no, Bob Barker actually that boosted Price is Right ratings.
A ton.
Amazing.
Yeah, because the interviewers
And
liked
also the legacy, the NHL shop actually has since then sold hockey stick putters for many years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Right? Pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, and they actually did show that you can get a farther shot if you shoot like Happy Gilmore, but you sacrifice accuracy.
Yeah.
Oh my! We've all tried it. If you've
as
ever
long
been
as
to
it's accurate.
if you've ever been to a driving range, you've
That's
tried
what
it.
you do. Try
If
to
you've ever been a
race.
teenager at the driving range, you've tried it.
All right, so Karate Kid for the win.
So there we go. So we just
That
went
wraps it
through.
up?
That wraps the first round. We're going to end the episode here. Thank you for listening. We're going to finish it up not next week, but the following week.
Indeed.
And we want to thank you for not yelling at us through your radios or wherever you're listening. But really, we do like doing these brackets. We hope you enjoyed this first round. If you want to find me, you can find me at 7X. Oh, well, I guess we should say, Alex, anything you want to plug about yourself or what you do?
No, I'm fine.
Listen to your show.
He's like, no one's
Saturday.
listening at this point
listen.
anyways.
You can listen. You can listen to our show on the terrestrial airwaves on KSL Radio in Salt Lake City on KSL 102.7 FM, 1160 AM at 7 to 9 p.m. or wherever podcasts are found. Unrivaled is the name of the show.
There you go.
Beauty.
Nice.
And I'm 76 Joel on Twitter. You can find me performing with Quickwits. They perform every Saturday night at the Midvale Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
If you want to find me at Twitter or Instagram, it's at Kenny3DD. If you want to read my movie reviews, it's ShowtimeShowdown.com.
I'm on Twitter at Jacob A. Rogers. Make sure you go find Baconsale on Twitter, though, at Baconsale, and on Instagram at Baconsale there as well. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, make sure you go check out the new tiers available. There's a lot of cool stuff happening on patreon.com/Baconsale. Also, our merchandise store is always worth checking out. There's some cool stuff there.
There you go.
And this is James Wong signing out.
It felt a little racially specific. I'm not sure about that.
If you wanted Pete Davidson, I'm also ugly. I'm also not particularly good on SNL.
The three of us are big sports guys. We love sports.
Yay, sports.
Do you have to say March Madness style like it was?
Trademark.
This is your fault if you saw this movie or not.
This one made me cry and think about my grandpa.
Your grandpa was a rascal.
It's a really shady part in the trailer. Don't watch the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
In a trailer or the trailer? Why'd you do it, Roy Hobb?
PG.
No, this
Oh,
is
it's
2002 PG.
Okay.
So legit.
Candle PG?
Yeah,
different
not
PG.
PG that we got away with. Which is funny because you could actually get 2 hobo ears in Rose Park.
But the Sandlot has Wendy Peppercorn in it.
Funky butt.
Yeah, did you say funky butt lovin'?
I tried to breaking my arm so many times as a kid. Kids drinking beer.
Yes.
So 76 was a different time. No, I was watching Go Towards the Light.
This is like my dad going, sit down and watch this movie, son.
A 30-year-old bartender from South Philadelphia, born and raised. From the playground is where he spent most of his days.
There you go. Joel, I remember.
Dare.
Family
This is
friendly.
1999.
Yeah, Kim was replaying that one.
Kids, he was eating an ice cream sundae. Delaware County Rough Touch League. And then he went
Take it easy.
semi-professional.
Rough Touch. This is a family show.
Yeah.
Y'all watch me throw football this weekend.
If you put that needle in him, we're not going out on the field, Coach.
Coach, I don't stand for this. Billy Bob.
One day I'm going to make it out of Hicktown.
Of all the countries, Kathy Ireland is my favorite.
Brought up Moulin Rouge on a sports show. You
Hey, listen.
nerd. Sorry, we are Marshall.
Apologize to their families, would you?
More like we were Marshall.
Oh, no.
Right?
Stop. What just happened?
Well done, sir. The local drunk train.
Get
on board to the drunk
If
train.
we don't make a movie called Drunk Train, we're all fired.
Yeah.
That's a Spike Lee joint, I'm pretty sure. Anyone want to give it any love?
No.
You can.
I don't want to. You're the man now, dog.
Uncle Drew, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Because I love Pepsi Max. Apartheid, etc. Moving on.
What? Ken?
We're already being insensitive.
Not that insensitive.
But there's also a stage play in Las Vegas about Days of Thunder.
No, there isn't.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot of Australian guys.
No, that's
Right?
That's not the same thing.
Bending like Beckham in childbirth. I love listening to Nightside.
Of course, I listen to Nightside.